Morning, all. All right, so we've got 6 games tonight in the NHL. We got 7 games tomorrow. That's not bad. And honestly, November continues to be kind of balanced. The really crazy part of the schedule seems to have been pushed back a couple of weeks this year from where it was last year. So far, November hasn't really been much of an issue. But looking at like the first week of December, that's going to be absolutely crazy. All right, so 6 games tonight. We've got two starting at 4 Eastern, or 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. One starting a half an hour later. One starting a half an hour after that. Hour later, hour and a half later. They're all spread out. So starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, Columbus and Boston. Columbus Blue Jackets 6-9-2 this season. Boston 8-8-3. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again on December 27th and December 28th. So this is another matchup that will be done before the new year. 3.12 goals scored per game by Columbus. They're allowing 3.59 goals against per game. They are 3-6-1 in their last 10. Boston, 2.47 goals scored per game, 3.37 goals against per game. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10 games. On the Columbus side, Monahan, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. Werenski also has 13 points via 4 goals and 9 assists. Werenski's the hardest working player right now. In other words, his ice time is the highest in the National Hockey League on average. Pastrnak, 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. So Pastrnak seems to be picking up the offense lately. Mason Lohrei, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. I like Lohrei, so I wanted to throw his name on the board. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Colorado and Philadelphia. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again February 2nd in Denver. The Colorado Avalanche, 9-9 so far this season. Philadelphia, 8-8-2. Colorado, 3.39 goals scored per game. They're allowing 3.78 goals against per game. They are 5-5 over their last 10. On the Philadelphia side, they're scoring 2.83 goals per game. They're allowing 3.5 goals against per game. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10. Again, Philadelphia doing pretty well lately. Rantanen, 12 goals, 13 assists, 25 points for the Avs. Makar, 6 goals, 19 assists, 25 points. He's on pace for about 120 points right now. On the Philadelphia side, Konechny having himself quite the season. 11 goals, 11 assists for 22 points. Travis Sanheim has been producing lately as well. 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points for Sanheim. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, the Amazon Prime game of the day. It is Edmonton and Montreal. Edmonton 9-7-2, Montreal 6-10-2. First of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on March the 6th. Edmonton scoring 2.78 goals per game, allowing 3.17 goals against per game, whereas Montreal scoring 2.83 goals per game and allowing 3.89 goals against per game. These teams are headed in opposite directions. Edmonton 6-3-1 in their last 10, Montreal 3-6-1 in their last 10. On the Edmonton side, McDavid, 7 goals, 14 assists, 21 points this year. He's still just having a really strong season. And the scoring's been picking up, so don't be surprised when he's all of a sudden one of the top scorers again. Ekholm, 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. Just really strong defensive play by Ekholm, and some points as well. Slavkovsky has a goal and 10 assists for Montreal. He's due for a goal. Matheson recently got his first goal. He now has a goal and 11 assists for 12 points for the Habs. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between the Anaheim Ducks and the Dallas Stars. Anaheim 6-8-2 on the season, whereas Dallas is 11-5. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again February 4th and March the 18th. On the Anaheim side, they're scoring 2.44 goals per game. They're allowing 3.13 goals against per game. On the Dallas side, they're scoring 3.38 goals per game and allowing 2.25 goals against per game. The record over their last 10, Anaheim's 3-6-1, Dallas 6-4. Dallas has struggled against teams that are, pretty good, but against teams that they should beat, they have an excellent record. On the Anaheim side, Troy Terry, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Zellweger, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points for him. His production has been good in the last couple of weeks here. On the Dallas side, Marchment is above a point per game. 6 goals, 11 assists for 17 points. Harley, 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points. So I don't know how long Marchment's going to be above point per game, but if you have him in fantasy, he's probably doing pretty well for you. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start between Washington and Utah. The Caps 12-4-1. They have to avoid a letdown against Utah after a win over Vegas. On the Utah side, they're 7-7-3. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Washington on February the 9th. On the Washington side of things, 4.24 goals scored per game, 2.82 goals against per game. On the Utah side, 2.76 goals scored per game. They're allowing 3.29 goals against per game. And this is, again, a case of teams going in opposite directions. Washington 7-2-1 in their last 10. Utah 3-5-2 in their last 10. If you want to find a trap game, this might be it tonight. Because, again, coming off of a win against Vegas, if they have a letdown tonight and Utah jumps on it, I wouldn't be entirely surprised. Dylan Strome, 5 goals, 21 assists, 26 points. Continues just an amazing season for him so far. Chychrun, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. He's been getting goals lately. On the Utah side, Gunther, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. And Kesselring has kind of come out of nowhere. 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points. Like, we knew he was going to be top 6 for Utah, but 9 points already? That's a bit of a surprise. So, pretty good find for Utah, formerly Arizona, in a trade with the Edmonton Oilers years back where they got Kesselring. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific start between Detroit and San Jose. Detroit 7-9-1. They need to start winning. San Jose's 5-10-4. These teams meet again in Detroit on January 14th. On the wing side, they're scoring 2.47 goals per game. They're allowing 3.24 goals against per game, and they have not enjoyed the trip through California so far. San Jose scoring 2.37 goals per game and allowing 3.37 goals against per game. The Detroit Red Wings are 3-6-1 in their last 10. San Jose's 5-3-2 in their last 10. So, again, we have two teams that are kind of headed in opposite directions, but in this case, San Jose's the one getting better. On the Detroit side, Larkin, 10 goals, 3 assists, 13 points. Seider, a goal and 9 assists on the blue line for 10 points. On the San Jose side, Granlund, 8 goals, 11 assists, 19 points. He's having the best year of his career. And Wallman against the former Wings. Will he get a point? We'll find out. He has a goal and 9 assists so far this season for 10 points. All right, and on Tuesday, we have 2 games starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. 2 an hour later, 2 an hour later, I should say. 1.5 an hour after that, and then, they're nicely staggered on Tuesday too. Again, it doesn't feel like a November schedule. So starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Guess I can put down my notebook now. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Edmonton and Ottawa. Edmonton's 9-7-2 this season, as I mentioned over here. Ottawa's 8-8-1. These teams will meet again in Edmonton on December 22nd. So Edmonton goes from Montreal to Ottawa, and of course they did get the point against Toronto, so they're going to be looking to come out of this swing with at least 5 points out of 6. Edmonton, as previously mentioned, 2.78 goals per game, 3.17 goals against. 6-3-1 over their last 10. On the Ottawa side, 3.24 goals scored per game, 3.12 goals against per game. But again, they're in this November slump they go through. They're 4-5-1 over their last 10. Zach Hyman, 3 goals, 5 assists for him for the Oilers, 8 points. He's been good lately. Bouchard, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. He's due for a big game. On the Ottawa side, Brady Tkachuk, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points. Shabbat, 1 goal, 10 assists, 11 points for the, I think, underrated blue liner. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay's 9-6-1 on the year. Pittsburgh 7-10-3. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again January 12th and March the 25th. On the Tampa Bay side, they're scoring 3.56 goals per game. They're allowing 2.81 goals against per game. Pittsburgh, 2.7 goals scored per game. They're allowing 3.9 goals against. So trouble scoring and trouble keeping the puck out of their net. Over their last 10, Tampa Bay's 5-4-1, whereas Pittsburgh's 4-4-2. Jake Gensel, 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points. It'll be interesting to see in his return to Pittsburgh how he's received. Hedman, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points. And I don't see any reason why Gensel wouldn't get a nice ovation from the crowd. Malkin, 5 goals, 14 assists, 19 points. A little beneath point per game for Malkin so far. Carlson, 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points. And for Pittsburgh, they're running out of time to really start, going on a bit of a run and show they're going to turn this around. They could force the hand of the general manager to make some changes soon. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues. Minnesota's 11-3-3 this season. St. Louis 8-10-1. Minnesota won the first matchup October 15th. These teams meet again January 7th and March the 15th. Minnesota, 3.35 goals scored per game. They're allowing 2.35 goals against per game. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10. And again, this is a tale of teams going in opposite directions. St. Louis, 2.47 goals scored per game, allowing 3.42 goals against per game, and they're 3-6-1 in their last 10. Kaprizov, 11 goals, 20 assists, 31 points, has been fantastic. Faber, 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points for him. On the St. Louis side, Kyrou, 5 goals, 11 assists, 16 points. I would argue their best forward against Carolina yesterday. And Parayko, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. It's been a pretty good season scoring-wise for Parayko thus far. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between Florida and Winnipeg, the rematch. Of course, on November 16th, Florida wins this matchup 5-0. They're looking to sweep the home and home. Florida's 12-5-1 this season. Winnipeg is 15-3. For the Florida Panthers, 3.61 goals scored per game, allowing 3.11 goals against. Those numbers keep getting better, and they're 8-2 in their last 10. The only two, of course, being against New Jersey. And for Winnipeg, 4.11 goals scored per game, 2.39 goals against per game. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and it feels like this is an important one for Winnipeg still early in the season. Sam Bennett, 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points for Bennett. You know what you're getting with him every night. Forsling, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. Continues his strong play. Kyle Connor, 11 goals, 11 assists, 22 points for him. And Morrissey, 2 goals, 15 assists, 17 points. I mentioned some underrated players throughout here like Shabbat and whatnot. I think Morrissey's kind of underrated too. And you look at the Norris picture, I think he probably doesn't get as much consideration as he might if he played in one of the more heavily scrutinized locations in the NHL. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific start between Anaheim and Chicago. So the Ducks go from Dallas to Chicago. Chicago won this matchup November 3rd by a score of 4-2. These teams meet again on March the 1st. Again, Anaheim 6-8-2, scoring 2.44 goals per game, allowing 3.13 against. They're 3-6-1 in their last 10, as previously mentioned. Chicago 6-11-1, 2.33 goals scored per game, 3.11 goals against per game, and a 4-6 record over their last 10. For Chicago, it's been a tough go lately. Vetrano on the Anaheim side, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. He's been scoring at a good clip over the last couple of weeks. Minchukov, 2 goals and an assist for 3 points. He's due for a couple. Sure, why not? Bertuzzi, 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 points. There's been a lot of forwards that have not been as productive as they'd like. Bertuzzi's one of the headliners there for Chicago. And Connor Murphy, 7 assists for Murphy so far this season. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start between the Islanders and the Flames. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Long Island, March the 22nd. The Islanders 7-7-4. The Calgary Flames 9-6-3. And the numbers for these teams are very similar. So scoring 2.61 goals per game for the Islanders, 2.67 goals per game for Calgary. Goals against 3.06 for the Islanders, 2.78 per game for Calgary. Both teams are 4-4-2 in their last 10. Horvat, 5 goals, 9 assists for 14 points this season. 5 and 9 does not equal 12, so let me just go ahead and fix that. Stupid hockey guy. Or entertainment guy. He sets up the boards. Dobson, 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points for Dobson so far this year. On the Calgary side, Coronado, 5 goals, 2 assists for 7 points. And Miramanov, a goal, 2 assists, 3 points. See, now I'm all thrown off. Now my math's just going to be terrible for the rest of the video. Miramanov with 3 points. He should be scoring more than he is, I think. I think he's a talented defenseman. I think the points will come. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between the Rangers and the Vancouver Canucks. So this is the first of 2 meetings. They meet again March 22nd as well, so this is interesting. Calgary and the Islanders, Vancouver and the Rangers, they'll switch spots on March 22nd. The Rangers scoring 3.56 goals per game, allowing 2.38 goals against per game. They're 6-4 in their last 10 games. On the Vancouver side, not only 9-5-3, but they're scoring and allowing 3.18 goals per game. They're 5-4-1 over their last 10. They are struggling at home a lot. The Islanders came in and beat them, and then Chicago, they beat Chicago, and then, of course, last night Nashville beats them, so no idea what to expect in this one on Tuesday. But Panarin, 10 goals, 14 assists, 24 points. They'd need to shut him down, and this feels like the game Adam Fox might get his first goal. He has 13 assists so far. On the Vancouver side, Pettersson's been much better lately. 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points. Apparently deleted his social media and just focused on his game, and yeah, he got better. Who knew? And then Hronek, a goal and 5 assists for 6 points for Philip Hronek. I do think that the points are going to be a little bit better for Hronek as the season rolls along, But he and Quinn Hughes have been an excellent tandem for the Vancouver Canucks on the blue line. And I really don't have any complaints there. There are certainly some complaints to be had on the Vancouver lineup, but Hronek and Hughes are not an area of concern. So let me know your thoughts, including your winners, in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.